Hello everyone, I'm Jesus and welcome to the next episode of the Road to Old School MTG. In this video, I have a fun match for you. So after the September Strike tournament, some of us stayed behind and we were still playing some more games. And here we have a two-headed giant Sisterton match. So before anything, let me explain what the Sisterton format is. Here you have the rules and the banned list. So first of all, singleton is where every card other than basic lands are restricted, so you can only have one of any non-basic land card. We have the general old school Atlantic card pool from Alpha to Falling Empires, 100 cards, and we do have one free mulligan, right? Since it's a 100 card deck, very easy to be mana screwed. So we have one free mulligan if anybody needs it. But after that, then they start costing you one card as usual. So there are other formats like this, right? But I think what makes ours more unique, because this is the format from Sisters of the Flame, what makes this particular format unique is the ban list. So first of all, almost the entire Power 9 is banned except for Time Twister, because that's just a fun card and it's symmetrical. And the main things are banned are the X direct spells. So Brain Geyser, Mind Twist, and the two direct damage Fireball Disintegrate spells are banned. That's just to make the games more fun and kind of minimize a broken top deck that may kind of ruin the game, you might say. So this is the format, and us in the Sisters of the Flame, most of us have decks already made in this format, so we can usually play this one at a time, meaning 1v1, right, versus one player. But what we have here actually is a two-headed giant version, where we just got 4 of us and we all had our own Sisterton decks, and then randomly we just picked teams and we just play that, right? So first of all, Sisterton format is fun 1v1, but I think it's even more fun in the two-headed giant format. So everything is the same, except now we are teamed up, so 2 players per team, 30 life, and both players share that 30 life. And we attack as 1, defend as 1. And other than maybe spells that target a player, most things just target either the team or even could target everybody at once, like a Hurricane. Hurricane deals X damage to each flying creature and each player, so it would affect each player. So if you Hurricane for 4, each team is taking 8 damage because each one of us is taking 4 damage from that. So things like that. But other things where, like a Hymn to Torak, you do target one particular player, only that player discards 2 cards at random, right? All right, so with that out of the way and that setting the stage, let's go into the game. So here you see the 30 life. I am the player with the blue sleeves, and the player next to him with the Leviathan playmat is my teammate, right? So we're 30, and then the other team opposite to us, 30 life as well. So let's see who starts it off. Okay, so I'm starting it off with Ruins of Trocare, I believe that's what it's called. My teammate Swamp and Vampire Bats. My land comes into play tap. You see, you already seen stuff you don't normally see. Vampire Bats never gets played. Ruins of Trocare almost never gets played. This version of my deck is a 2-color deck, green-white, and really has no theme. It's just a bunch of creatures, things like that. All right, so unfortunately, I think the play under with the red playmat played Swamp. Maybe it's kind of hard. Unfortunately, the glare is there. But the other opponent played a Scrubland, I believe. Right, our turn. Second Swamp from my teammate. I play a Forest. He's pumping for 2 damage, it seems. So we're taking a little Altoid break. So actually, I think he dropped my the opponent on the red playmat dropped a factor, I believe. Right, so yeah, so we do 2 damage. So on my side, I'm seeing if I do anything else, but no, it seems like I pass. So this is definitely a slower format because, of course, with 100 cards is very hard to maximize something like that. All right, so opponent plays island and then plays a giant turtle, I believe. Tortoise, I believe. Other opponent plays a mountain. Other than that, they pass. But they have a good blocker, 1/4 blocker if it stays untapped. My teammate drops another swamp, so he's doing good. I dropped a savannah, so I'm doing really good as well in terms of mana because I have all my mana that I need. Ooh, my teammate drops a hippie, very strong. So now if we attack, we have to select. They both, they as a team lose 2 damage from the hippie, but only one of them would discard. So here I think his opponent casts a remove soul. I think it's been altered. But the hippie goes bye-bye. So if not, ooh, that would have been really tough. All right, so we can see some of the cards from my opponent right across from me. Okay, drops a swamp. My other opponent drops. Okay, so yeah, we see Hammerheim. So red, blue. This creature Umisawa, I think it's called. So it has a weird ability. 3/3. I'll put it up on the screen. But this is what I'm talking about. I can't possibly put up every card that's hardly played up on screen, or else it'll cover everything. There we go. Now we have another one. Time Elemental. Right. So Time Elemental from the opponent with the red mat, and then we have Umisawa. I think that's what it's called. Either way, we'll post it up on the screen. I think they pass. Yeah, so I think he has a foreign version. So then, it's even. First of all, the ability is kind of weird, so it's even more so. And I'm like, okay, you can stop trying to explain the card. I'm just gonna sword set in. All right, so they gain 3 life. They're up to 31. So that was end of turn. But yeah, that card, I believe it makes people discard. I'm not sure. I was like as he was trying to explain, I'm like, you know what? Let's just get rid of it. So my teammate drops a mountain. So okay, so I thought his deck was mono black, but we see another color. Ooh, terror on the Time Elemental. Yeah, that can get really annoying. For me, I haven't dropped a land, so it seems like I just pass. We're coming in for 2 flying from the vampire. They're at 29. Okay, now I'm casting. Ooh, Basalt Monolith. That's good because next turn I'm gonna have 6 mana open. I could do a lot of good stuff with that. Ooh, my opponent across from me has a trike, the Homerid guy, whatever that's called, and Nebuchadnezzar, which is another weird card. So yeah, there's a lot of communication between the teammates, but also you kind of have to disguise what you're talking about, right? Because if you're too on the nose with the way you describe things, you're gonna give info to the team, and then so a lot of times we figure out what the opposite team has in hand because of that. Okay, so here he casts a weird creature. I think that one makes creatures tap, green creatures tap for 1 blue, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure what my other opponent is casting. So he's attacking for 1. Was it for 1? Or for 2? Oh no, he's activated the factory. Attacked. So sorry about the glare on that side. My teammate actually is playing Sleeveless. So that's why his cards are nice and clear. Alright. Ooh, Ragman. For my teammates, that's also a pretty strong ability if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, it's hard to keep track. So I play I forget the name of the land, but I believe it taps for green, must be. But it comes to play tapped, and then you can sack it for 2 green. But I have my Basalt Monolith. I have 6 mana open, so seems like I don't have anything else Let's see. Ooh, 4 mana. That's weird.
Giant spider pass.
Ooh, giant spider. Nice. And then we come in for 1 damage, I believe, with the vampire. Man, that vampire is doing good damage. So they would have been at 25 now if it wasn't for the life gain from the creature has swords.
And it's for 1 blue, so it's kind of like.
Okay, so yeah, we see the track in my opponent across from me. I see an icy other opponent. All right, so they have a tutors, and then that other card is a factor. 2 blue and a red. My opponent across from me, he has a lot of mana. His mana is really nice. 2 black, 2 blue. I mean 3, 2 black, 3 blue with the underground sea, and then a mountain. So he most likely should be able to cast almost everything. The other opponent with the red playmat, he seems to be mana screwed. For my side, mana is pretty decent. I got 4 lands with plus the basalt, but I got a good mix of white and green. So I think, yeah, I can cast whatever I want by this point. All right. So ghost ship, is that what it is? And then Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, unfortunately, it's kind of, like I said, it's kind of hard with the glare. And then yeah, that Ragman has a weird, and Nebuchadnezzar also has a weird effect. Let's see. All right, you see, you're gonna see this a lot. Us looking like, what the hell does this do? That card is a wall of text.
Okay, name a card, reveal X cards at random, and discard anyone with it.
All right, so
I think we should do it. The question is,
who has hands?
all right, so we're using the Ragman ability
one of your hands,
on
you basically set aside
the opponent with the red playmat,
and one of those creatures is randomly discarded.
since his hand is the one with the most cards.
Do you have a handy?
I do have a hand. I got 3.
So reveal hand, right?
The whole hand?
Yeah, because how do you know if you have more?
All right. Oh, fortunately, it's hard to tell what we have there.
So you got
So the icy, but I think here he doesn't select anything. We couldn't select anything with the Ragman. There was no legal target, if I'm not mistaken, but it was still useful seeing the hand.
can see now. Take a look at this. Alright. So there's no creatures thing we're gonna do to him next turn.
Let's go.
Okay. Other than that, alright, yeah, we pass.
Yeah, let's definitely look at his hand because he might have counter magic.
I could as well.
All right. Other than that, we pass. So I can untap the basalt before end of their turn, unless I'm doing something else.
Use the both.
I mean, this can happen right now.
So the Homer guy or whatever, I think he can tap green, right? So my giant spider is not going to be doing much.
No, go ahead. Do what you want to do.
Okay, I'm not sure what card that was, but it destroyed
Throw it down and try.
the Ragman. Ooh, opponent cross drops a
Do you want to do
trike. That's gonna be tricky. So he can kill the vampire bats with that. I mean, he probably should.
Well, he couldn't cast it.
And then there's something else. Oh no, I think there's the ghost ship from before.
End of turn, I'll untap this.
Right, our turn, and before end of turn, I untap the basalt. All right, so now they're getting the upper hand by a lot. We got a factory, we got a
4.
spider that can be tapped. Ooh, Rafaga. I think we were doing that on purpose. So I knew I had that Rafaga. So first of all, they're pinging us for 3 for the trike as it dies.
1, 2.
So we were waiting for that, for them to overcommit. Because of course I knew I had it in my hand. But they're playing blue and stuff, right? So they could counter. They already counters another spell. So I think since my opponent across from me, he's playing the blue. He was tapped out. This was the time to do it. So, and then I follow that up with Clockwork Avian. For flyer, he loses a +1/+0 token every time after combat. And then I gotta tap it, pay X to put up to 4 tokens back. So for 4/4 flying, generic flying creature, not bad. Like I said, we see weird stuff here that you normally don't see anywhere else. My teammate dropped a greed, so that's good. We're at 24, they're at 28, but we can take some hits. So yeah, that Wrath was clutch because they were easily overpowering us in terms of the board. And luckily, the opponent across from me tapped out, and then we felt it was more safe to then cast that Wrath. Unless I top decked it, right? That's possible, but I think I remember having it. All right. Ooh, disc. So that's a pretty good follow-up. Not that we have a lot of stuff, but I mean that's good.
Well, draw one, and then let's do one.
All right, so we're taking 2 from the grid. Ooh, my teammate got a trike. That's nice. We might take another 2. Yeah, we're taking another 2 for another card. And then I think that's a him. All right, so we're going to our turn. And then he draws again. We'll see. But yeah, we can't commit to the board now because I believe there's a disc out.
Okay, yeah. And then if
Right, not a lot of things come into play tapped.
Yeah. So
At least not things that you put in, up front. Ooh, yep, him to Torak. These 2, let's see. That's up. Still artifact and the bolt. Seems like that's what it was. Alright, so that's good. Am I gonna disenchant this? Okay, that's definitely a this now that we see it more clear. If not, then I just gotta get in. Oh no, I can't even get in an attack. There's a Mace of It from my opponent. Man.
Divine Offering.
Ooh, Divine Offering. Sweet. And we gain 4 life. And then of course that means more draw from the greed. But I can't attack. So if I attack and then he mazes, I'm still gonna lose the token, right? So there's no point even attacking. Sometimes you want to attack to kind of fake it. Okay, but now there might be a purpose. So I cast a Whirling Dervish, opponent's going, cast a Millstone. We're never gonna mill anyone to death with that. But it's still, it's a fun card, and if you get lucky, it does mill away stuff. All right, so we pass. So that was pretty decent, and we got rid of the disc because like we're the only ones with stuff up. Like it's either opponents have only lands out. I got 2 creatures. We got artifacts, and he has an enchantment in greed.
If you want to.
So when we play like this, it's all like a usual best 2 out of 3, right? So after this game, we go to the next game, and there are no sideboards.
Probably this one.
My teammate likes to place things like I do. Lands, then by 3 rows basically. So I tend to do that as well. Alright, so book from one opponent, the other opponent, I can't see what it is. It's cleared out. But something for 4, maybe Phantom Monster? No, it's an artifact seems like. But that, I'm really worried about that book. Okay, something's happening, shattering the big book. Alright, and then they didn't have enough mana to... Okay, we drew a card. They didn't have enough mana to draw from it before it died. Alright, so I was about to tap my Basalt Monolith, but I gotta pay for it. I don't think I had enough. End of turn.
Let's see.
Right, so I'm still trying to determine what the opponent in the red play map played. Something with 4 format. Seems like an artifact.
Which one? This or this? So he still has that
Okay, see the trike there. So you see we're trying to communicate there without giving off too much info. Which is also fun, right? So, ooh, I see, nice. So previously we also took another 2 life for a card.
Even if he mazes one, something's clear.
Alright, so we're seeing if I attack, there's a maze. But the nice thing is my 1/1 will get bigger. Oh yeah, he can tap. Okay, so yeah. Oh, so, okay, my opponent also, that's what he has. He also has an IC. Okay, so I think that's why I'm not untapping my Basalt Monolith, because then he can just tap it and then make me pay 3 more again. So, but unless I see something else that is likely
So I'll just play this.
to be a target of that, of the IC, it might still be good to untap it. Alright, but there's 2 ICs out on the board. Alright, so the one opponent plays a mountain. Alright, so you see this is a tricky board state. So I also played a also Deep Shadow. So where are you going to see this board state? Basalt Monolith, also Deep Shadow, Clockwork Avian, Whirling Dervish, IC, Greed, Millstone, and then another IC. Maze and Factories, those are common. Ooh, Sokonar, it's been altered. So 5/5 creature, I believe. Player gains a life every time a black spell is cast and has Swamp Walk. So with the Swamp Walk that we have, that's going to be tricky. Of course, we can tap it end of turn, but we can also tap. They can also tap our IC as well, right? So, all right. So here we're making them mill one of them. So that gold card was is a proxy of Juggernaut, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't know what the other card was. All right, we're going to our turn. Okay, so I untapped end of turn. All right, so we gotta deal with that Sokonar. We can tap it, of course, but they can also tap. So most likely they'll tap our IC end of turn, and that's gonna make it so that way the IC is not available to be tapped to tap the Sokonar. All right, so I tap 4 for a book, so that's good. So I can get some kind of answer to this.
I think it's
Ooh, we got a Tetrabus.
spread it wide.
So we have a lot of creatures. Well, not a lot, but normally we should be able to do stuff. But with the IC out and the maze out, and now also the Sokonar, and don't forget, opponent on the right does have a factory as well. Right, can tap itself to make it 3/3 as a blocker. So that Whirling Dervish ain't doing it much. Ooh, that's pretty decent.
That doesn't hurt anything.
So now whenever it attacks, we can just ignore it because we're just gonna gain the 5 life back by putting the Spirit Link on it, right? Because it's unblockable. We're already at 20, so just 4 attacks and we would have been dead. Okay, but they can still gain life from whenever we cast black spells. So that's from my opponent. I mean my teammate. Alright, 3 mana. 4. The other player's not doing much. At least not now. Ooh, control magic. Holy smokes.
Pretty guys are like, oh fuck, sucks.
Never wanted them anyway.
Oh man. That's pretty strong. So I'm surprised they didn't tap our IC. Because we can't. Well, actually. Oh, I forgot why. Yeah, I put the Spirit Link on the Sokonar, so it's no longer necessary to think about him.
And then should I
So we may just tap the. Ooh, that's a proxy of a Shivan Dragon, I believe. So he uses a Charizard card, I believe, from Pokemon, or at least it's colored like it, but it's a Shivan Dragon if I'm not mistaken. So that's a problem. I do have the Avian, so if I can do one more damage somehow. Oh, my teammate does have a Trike, I remember. Oh, milled a Singed Vampire and the Royal Assassin. So it's a Royal Assassin altered. So that was pretty solid. Okay, so I'm drawing end of turn. We're tapping their own ICs end of turn. Alright, so I got a card end of turn, and I'm untapping. Alright, so what we can do, what I can do is I can attack with the Avian, see if he blocks, and then after that we play the Trike to do the final damage, or they can let it through. I mean, they have a maze, so it's unlikely they would fall for it. But we gotta do something here. That Shivan is gonna kill us. So yeah, we have an Icy, but they have an Icy as well. So right now, all they have to do is tap our Icy at the end of our turn, and then so we can no longer tap their Shivan, right? Because it's already their untap step, so it'll, even if we tap it in response, it'll be untapped at the beginning of their turn. All right, so here you do see a lot of stalemates. So I think that's what we're seeing here, right? Life hasn't changed much, if at all. Ooh, that's nice. Pestilence.
Oh, I drew this, I didn't even know.
I think they should have gained a lot from there.
Like, I'm so focused.
So yeah, honestly, like so much happening, so much weirdness. It's very easy to lose track of stuff. So if I'm not mistaken, they should have gained a life from the black spell of the Solkanar ability. I don't play Solkanar, so I'm not 100% familiar with it. Alright, I cast my own Icy, which now we're talking. So even if they tap one of our Icies, the other one is still available to tap the... Okay, so there we go. I think, yeah, they gained the life, they notice.
Should I split this?
Alright, so they're thinking about... Yep, before... Okay, so I think that's smart. They're taking out the tokens from the...
Well, he already split it.
Oh, no, wait. There's the Pestilence, though. Oh, we gotta do... Oh, actually, that's not smart. I think they forgot about the Pestilence. Yeah, actually, yeah, that was not a good play.
No,
I think that's what they're not talking about now.
I mean, I probably
we will, but we're not at that second.
So there's a deck called Pestilence Knights, where you cast, so black-white deck, you cast white knights that have protection from black, and then you play Pestilence. So basically Pestilence continuously clears the board, makes both players drop in life, but with you having the knights that are protection from black, they don't die, and then they can still come in for damage. Alright, so there's now a Icy battle right there, tapping different things, tapping different things. So I'm tapping the maze, and then they're tapping something else. Oh, no, yeah, that was end of turn. Alright, man, this is weird.
So
We should have done a Pestilence for once end of turn.
I could come in for a flyer, and then you do it.
Alright, so right now we're seeing, you know, okay, do we clear the board? Because my teammate does have enough mana to... Ooh, my Whirling Dervish will survive because he's pro-black. That's a good thing to do. They still do have the factory, but I can tap it with my Icy. And their Icy is tapped, so we tap that end of turn, so we're being pretty vigilant with that. So I think that's the play here. But if we Pestilence for 5, it's actually for 10, because it's 5 damage per head.
Yeah, let's do that.
So they're pretty high, they're at 29, so they dropped to 19, we dropped to 10. and they're both playing red, so that's a bit.
No, he's pro black.
That's a bit of a gamble, but
So tap your.
it's okay. Wait, okay, we're tapping that. I think we're just coming in for an all-out attack. Okay, no, that we pestilence for 1. So pestilence for 1 is 2 damage per team, because we each get 1 hit.
Oh, there it is. So,
Okay.
you taking the damage yet?
Oh no, 1. No, that's wrong.
But twice, right? Double.
Should be 18 if it were a 20.
Per head.
It deals to both players.
Yeah, and then they haven't taken
One more.
Okay.
No, 2. Yeah, there we go. All right.
So we're 29.
They gain
It can be hard to keep track. Definite.
Alright, so we did 1.
All right, so Warring Dervish still alive. Everything else took 1 damage.
4,
Okay, so now we're just coming in for everything.
Is that flying?
Yeah, that's why I tapped.
So we're trying to bait the Solkanar into blocking, because then we'll gain life. But they just take the damage. Ooh, that's nice. All right, so that was. Now we're gonna finish off. I think the. I mean,
So,
there's no rush, I guess. We can just pass the turn and then still pestilence in their turn. But all right, so my Whirling Dervish is now 2/2.
you got 2 cards.
I think, although I think it gains the token technically end of turn, if I'm not mistaken.
So mine's is already
And then
tapped.
my
They have
Avian
this
should
in
drop
hand
to
or
3 tokens. So let's see if I keep track of that.
something. Once we pass the turn.
But I can
You can still in response, I guess.
respond. Doesn't matter if I do it now.
Okay.
All right, so do we do more damage with the pestilence?
Unless there's something else
I mean,
we
they
want
did-
to do.
So at 22, so we're a similar life. So now dropping them is not so bad, especially with that Whirling Dervish out.
Yeah.
I'm surprised my opponent on the right, he had a factory, right? So maybe
If they're ahead of us, we can be lower than them.
we have still an icy open, so maybe he just figured it would get tapped. But I mean, I would still do it if you're not doing anything else.
Let's just pass turn.
Force us to use, because then we'd have both our ices tapped, and then they go to their turn, right? Okay, so we pass. So it was just for 1. I think we should have done for the rest, because if we do it for 5 again, if we do it again for 5 like I wanted, we would have taken 2 extra. So we would have taken 12 instead of just 10, and we're lower than they are. Push comes to shove, though, we can probably turn this into a draw, because we can pestilence for whatever it is that we're losing by, and just make both teams lose.
Start for this.
All right, so we have 1 IC open, so we could.
So put immolation.
Ooh, no immolation. So that gives a creature +2, -2, right? So it just kills it.
Then we just go on this cut.
So it's a pretty cool card, but I've never seen it play, or barely ever. But that's what you sign up for in old school Sisterton. Okay, ghost ship from my opponent. Ooh, and a track. I'm surprised they're going all out. And now I think they have enough to. I think, pirate ship. I think one of those. I don't play that card, but I think it can regenerate for 3 blue, which they don't have. So if they were trying to bait us, I think they could have just cast the trike and that's it. That would have been enough of a bait. Okay, I did drop the token down on my Clockwork Avian.
No, there's nothing we can attack.
So I think we gotta do it now. Although we're gonna get hit for 3 from the trike in addition.
But they're gonna come back.
So if we do it for 10, for 5, it's really 10. So we drop to 8, and then they do 3 damage from the trike, we'd be dropped to 5.
You may tap anything.
Okay, they're coming in. In response, we'll probably just use the pestilence.
You're going to come.
Okay, they both have a little red open, so okay, so we tapped the Shivan.
Played this turn, so
Solkanar doesn't matter.
4 mana, tap, draw.
Okay, draw.
We want to.
We're doing some end of turn stuff. Okay, so here, okay, so we decide now. Or we're hitting. Well, not with the Whirling Dervish out. Ooh, here we go. I think. Yep, we're hitting for 5. End of turn. So that's 5 damage to all creatures and all players. So that's each of us. So yeah, we gotta do it now. But we're gonna go very, very low. We'll be dropping to 5, I believe. So opponent doesn't have enough to regenerate it. We get hit for 3. So I'm taking 3 now, 18, and now we take 10. So we're at 5. Unless we do it for less. What are we doing it for? No, okay, so yeah. So yeah. And then the pestilence should die as well. I think, yeah, he animates it after the damage. So the pestilence stays alive. But I don't think that works. Okay, yeah, we just destroyed it. Alright, oof. They're at, they both play red. And we're at 5.
How you know it's an infinite combo?
And the dervish is done.
Which one is it? Which combo is it?
Okay, so what do you got? Okay, we do have 2 ices, right? So they have a factory, but they still have a mace. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, yes, he never played the trike. So now we have it. Nice. All right, trike comes in with 3 tokens. I play a land, I think. Ooh, I have. Ooh, we got the combo. Tunnel's Coffin. So this is the infinite combo. Well, it's not infinite, like directly, indirectly infinite. So I can put my teammates track in a coffin and then untap it during my turn. Well, during our turn. So I could do the end of turn, and then when it comes back, basically, it comes into play. So all comes into play abilities trigger, because that's the wording on Taunus's Coffin. So it'll get the 3 tokens again. So it'll come back with 6 tokens, 3 from the original, and then 3 from when it came back into play again.
If they have like a disenchant or something.
So we should do the combo.
I didn't even pay attention to what they were doing. I was like so enthralled with the implications of the trike and the coffin. All right, so we're hitting it for 3. I'm putting the trike in the coffin, so it taps the creature, and then during my untap, I untap the coffin, but then that makes the creature come back into play. It comes into play tapped, but doesn't matter because we just care about the token. So this is what I mean by infinite. You can continuously do this every turn. It might work with the Tetravus as well, because that's at the beginning of the turn during untap, and then during upkeep you can remove the counters, maybe. But the famous one is Coffin and Trike. I have a Chaos Orb, so that's a proxy.
Should have used my AC.
And then, ooh, my rocket launcher, my teammates. So I think they're dead.
Yeah, that's nothing big.
So they're at 9. They're gonna get hit for 3. We're gonna hit them for, and then the rocket launcher trick is you can hit them for some at the end of player's turn, of their opponent's turn, and then you hit them again during your own turn. So that's the trick. So we just tap the ice. Oh no, we got our ices tapped. So I still have 1 icy as well. I don't think. Okay, I think they're scooping. Whoa! So check this. So city icy strikes. Coffin. Chaos Orb. Shivan Dragon, Solkanar, Spirit Link. It's just craziness. So, woo! So that was tight, but we got the win. So, like I said, there's no sideboards or anything, so everyone is just shuffling. And so I just want to keep this one, the video still up, just so that you can, if you haven't seen 100 card decks being shuffled. My teammate is playing on sleep, so he's actually has a manageable job to do. Everybody else, basically, you make your deck into 2 or 3 decks, mini decks, and then you just shuffle those, and then you eventually shuffle them all together. It's a big chore to shuffle. So I personally had just 1 sleeve. And I think that's what most people would do. But definitely I have seen some players double sleeve, even triple sleeve their cards for Sisterton. So those decks are huge. Alright, so other than that, here we're just shuffling, like I said, no sideboards, and we're gonna go into game 2. Alright, going to game 2. And they go first. Island, swamp, pass. Now we go. Plains for me, into a line. What am I doing? Ooh, Javelinier, that's a nice play 1. Turn 1 or even turn 2 plays can be a little unusual. Just because it's hard, like I said, it's hard to have any sort of continuity in any game plan you have. Alright, so my teammate just the swamp and then that's it. Alright, so mountain and then another swamp island, I think. We'll see. That mountain is very nice. Yeah, it seems like 2 islands from the opponent in the red playmat. Okay, I'm not sure what's happening there. So I guess similar to Commander, although I've never played. Right, so there's a lot of banter. That's part of the appeal of this, right? So if it's 1v1, you know, you can still have banter, right? But it's just, you have to have banter with your teammate at the very least, right? Alright, so our turn, second swamp for my teammate, Earth Raiders. What do I play? Ooh, I play the tapped forest thingy. And then come in for 1 attack with the Javeliniers. So that 29, we're at 30. Underground Sea from 1 player, 1 opponent. So yeah, 2 islands in an Underground Sea, 3 mana. What are they gonna do? I think that's Wall of Air. So 1/5 wall. I think it flies as well. Yeah, walls are a thing in this format. I personally don't have any walls. I have 2 Sisterton decks, and I keep them permanently in their own deck box, right? I never, well, actually, I won't say never, but almost never swap cards. And little by little, a lot of the times I buy cards is to replace the cards in the Sisterton decks, so that way I don't have to take them out for any other decks that I might need them in, right? So little by little, I'm doing that so that way I can permanently have those 2 cards totally separate. And then the expensive cards like the Dual Lands or Chaos Orb, those are just proxy, so that way they can once again stay in those decks. There have been tournaments, 100 card tournaments online. So in that case, I do swap to my real cards. All right, so Terror, the wall, and then we come in with the Earth Raider and the Javelinier. So that's 3 damage. That 26. I follow it up with a Spitting Slug. So that 26. Although they seem to have good mana options. So here you see. So you want to have a discussion. Of course, you have to plan things out, right? Like in the game 1 where I dropped that Wrath of God, my teammate also had to not play things if he had it. I'm not sure if he has, right? But we had to coordinate, right? Because he's not gonna play a creature and then I Wrath of God anyway, right? Unless we use it to bait more creatures out of the other team. All right, 3 mana, Little Book. And that's it. All right, so that's good for us. We're gonna come in for 5 damage to this turn. So I got 2 green and a white, so I need more mana. My teammate has 3 swamps, but I know he plays was a red as well, but yeah, it's mostly a black deck, it seems. All right, coming in for 5. Are they gonna do something? No. The Earth Raiders is a double-edged sword. Initially, is really good, and then but very easy for it to start doing damage back to us. All right, teammate casts a little book. I play is another planes, and I pass. So with 4 mana, I could definitely cast a lot of things. I guess I'm just getting unlucky, or I have reactive cards, right? Maybe like Ice Storm, things like that. Healing Salve. I don't know if I have a Healing Salve in this deck though. I should though. More and more, I'm seeing the value in Healing Salve. All right, 4 mana. Ooh, okay. Rod of Ruin. So he's gonna kill my Javelineer soon, but he had to tap out, right? So we're going really fast. So we're getting in that 5 damage, 5 damage. That's a 6-turn clock right there. Now it's a 4-turn clock, especially if we can get 1 extra point of damage somehow. Ooh, Ashes to Ashes from my teammates. Discards the Mana Barbs, I think that's what it's called. All right, coming in for 5. And we're getting lucky. They're not getting any either direct damage or anything. They're at 16. We're still at 30. Okay, now I'm casting something. I dropped another forest. What am I getting? Okay, nice. Darkwood Boars, I think it's called. So it's a 4/4 vanilla creature for 5 mana. But right now it's pretty good. If they don't do something, they're gonna be getting hit a lot. And good thing I got the Spinning Slug and not the giant turtle or turtle. So one of those. I keep forgetting which one's which. But that one can only attack every other turn if you attack with it, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, a lot of these are obscure cards. I keep forgetting what they do. All right, so yeah. So opponent kills the Javelineer, destroy him from the little book. Other opponent did something and didn't catch it. It's very hard to keep track. So mistakes always happen. Like, oh, I played this, but I forgot they had that out. Like things like that. Even with your own teammate. Okay, so he's discarding. Yeah, I think that's how that card returns an artifact from the graveyard. I forget what it's called. Reconstruct, I think. All right. So I don't know what that glare card is. So depending what they have, we may come in for an attack here. I think we come in for an attack no matter what. They're at 16. So I don't know what it is, but it can be big. That player just tapped 2 lands. So maybe it's a giant tortoise again, which would be significant. Can continuously block. And then we have Ashes to Ashes, my teammates. But they only have 1 creature out. If that glared out card is a creature, I'm assuming it is, because then it would have been a no-brainer to attack. Okay, we're coming in. My teammate casts a Bad Moon, so it's a additional +1/+1 to the Earth Raiders. All right, so it seems like it is a creature. So no matter what, they're taking. Oh, ooh, a Timmy. They have to block, so they take 4 from the other. So 12. Yeah. So he blocked the boars. Because yeah, they can't. And then they take 1 more, huh? From what? Oh no, yeah, the Earth Raider. Yeah, the Bad Moon pumped up the Raider to 3 damage. This is looking like a short game. They've been very unlucky. Yeah, the player across from me, I know he plays blue. So yeah, we can see he has like 3 blue cards in his hand. But he doesn't have any islands. Just from looking at that, you would think he just plays black-red. But he plays blue. If anything, it seemed like blue was the main color. Okay. The other opponent gets a mountain, so that's good for them. So both of them have been mana screwed with 1 color. So that's very easy. So this particular deck that I have is green-white. This is the first Sisterton deck I made, and then I made a second one, which is green-white-blue, and that's more of a control deck. So it does have a theme, a loose theme. But because it's 3 colors, it's very easy to get mana screwed, right? So that's why in this particular format, I think, it's very tempting to do 3 colors because, or else you're going to end up playing, weird stuff that that you normally wouldn't want to play. Right, suboptimal cards. And the more colors you have, of course, the more the better card pool you can select from. All right, so they're desperate. They're little book, yeah. But then you come into mana problems if you go that route. Okay, he got an island finally. I think there's a power sink in one. So. All right. Ooh, discard some mana vault. I think they might need the mana. All right. They're gonna get hit for 4, 5, 6, 9. They'll be at 2. Maybe my teammate has a drain life to finish it off. So no, there's no fireball or disintegrate. All right, or else maybe they would have had something like that now and cast it on the boars. So yeah, they're coordinating a lot because they're about to die soon if they mess up whatever play they're thinking about. None of them has white, so we're not going to see a balance or a Wrath of God. I have both in my deck. So yeah, I think they just got mana screwed and barely drew any creatures the whole time. Well, us, we've been drawing good stuff. Not a lot either. Alright, so ooh, cast something. Must be a creature. 5 mana. Ooh, Earthquake for 4. Yeah, that's good. But they take 8 damage because they take 4 each. But I think, yeah, that's the best call. Yeah, you have to do that. So that's a good play. Okay, let's see. So they're at 3. We're at 22. Oh, my teammate just dropped a mountain. So there's cards like Pyrotechnics, right? So there's other ways to still do damage. Like, of course, I have Hurricane as well. Of course, like you just saw Earthquake, right? So there are ways that you can do somewhat direct damage, right? Or symmetrical damage. But whatever, as long as our opponents take damage directly, that'll win us the game. But obviously we don't have it, or else we would have played already. We wouldn't stall this out. All right, 4 mana from my teammate. Okay, what was that? Bograve. And it's a 4/4 Bograve with Swamp Walk. So opponent across from me with the black playmat, he has black. I think they both have black. I think the other one has a Underground Sea. Well, either way, one of them has to have a swamp. So I think depending what they get, well, they'll go into the next turn, I guess. Well, what was that? It's not gonna Sight Blast them, is it? Oh, Power Sink, he kept it. Nice. That would have won us the game, assuming they didn't have anything. Even if they had a block, right? That's not gonna do anything because it had Swamp Walk. Okay, so now after that, I play a Suchi. I think I should have cast the Suchi first, but maybe they wouldn't have counterspell that anyway, right? So either, well, it's hard to tell because definitely the Bograve is a better creature because of the Swamp Walk. Even without the Bad Moon, it's still enough to kill him. But with 3 damage, it could still get Lightning Bolted or, some other 3 damage spell. Okay, they 4. Ooh, there it is, Pyrotechnics. And we're gonna get hit for 4 because I don't have an outlet for the mana. So either way, no matter what, even if I cast the Suchi first, Power Sink, and then they were gonna destroy either one. So, and then yeah, we took 4, so that's 18. So alright, they're kind of clawing back. They also have a Rod of Ruin. That is deceptively good in this format. You can do 1 extra damage to finish off a creature that you blocked, or you're, a lot of times you're just passing draw go and not doing much. But now you can do 1 point of damage end of turn, or hit Timmy's, hit 1/1 Javelineers. So yeah, a lot of targets. All right, so they're kind of coming back from this big book and little book. All right, so yeah, so we gotta do something. Draw. All right. Trike. I got the trike. We win. Oof. All right. Oof. Awesome game. So we won it 2-0. Yeah, they really got mana screwed second game, which is very common. And also they just didn't draw that much stuff, like in general. Like we were getting the creatures, they were not, or they were getting subpar creatures, and then we're just steamrolling them. Yeah, so all right, so hopefully that was fun. It was really fun game. After this we actually kept, I think we played one more just for fun, and they won that one. But if this was a regular tournament setting, 2-0 would have been our record right here, and we would have had the win. All right, so going back here to the Sisterton rules. Hopefully you guys have fun with watching that. And there have been more online tournaments for in the Sisterton format. There are other singleton formats in old school, right? So this is not the only one. But I do feel this one is, because of the ban list, and especially because our preference for two-headed giant versions of the format is just what you guys just saw, right? You see things you're never gonna see. The Ragman, just millstone. Nobody does millstone anymore. It's just things that are very niche, or things that you just don't even see, right? So a lot of times I had to look up stuff. I don't even know the proper names for certain cards, because it's just so, you really have to dig deep into the card pool, and that's part of the fun, right? So you cannot make your deck extremely powerful, basically, because of the ban list that you see here, and because of the 100 card rule. Is you just can't have 100 cards that are all gas, right? All powerful with a perfect curve, right? Those things is just, sometimes you get it, but most likely than not, it's, can be a slugfest, a bit worn out in terms of, many turns. But just because that happens, a lot of times when that happens, the games can be boring. No, even when it's a long, drawn out game, it's still very interactive. A lot of stuff is still happening, and things that affect the board affect it in such a big way that it just makes it that much special. Like that raft that you saw, it's even more special when it affects 4 players instead of just 2, right? So same thing with that earthquake, just really cool stuff. And right, so definitely I would encourage anyone watching this video to jump into any kind of singleton old school format. But like I said, of course, us here, the Sisters of the Flame, this is our particular format. It has been played in terms of for online tournaments for the general public, so it's not, so you will be building something, but something that hopefully you will be playing more of. And honestly, you can always shoot one of us a message. Most of us in the Sisterton Sisters of the Flame have Sisterton decks, and we're always raring to go and playing webcam games. We play them with each other via webcam. Of course, we still play in person as well. But like I said, this is open invitation for anyone outside of our playgroup that would not be familiar with this particular format. otherwise. I think it's still a good endeavor to partake. It's fun. You can always hit us up, and even through webcam we can still do 4-player games as well, right? So it's just super fun, very unique, and hopefully you guys saw some of that today. Thank you for watching.